So undoubtedly, passive is on the rise, and despite there's so many debates about active versus passive, but then passive is definitely on the rise. In terms of sustainability, passives actually represent about 1/5 of the assets right now. So it's undoubtedly, like passive is on the rise because of the cost efficiency, of the transparency that it brings. Um, like I'll share some of the examples that we have and some of the little success we have in our ETF lineup. So currently we offer a handful of ESG related thematics products, and those products have been able to get their assets in a very short period of time, for a couple of reasons. The first one is because of the relatively strong performance in the recent years. Like Laura mentioned earlier, there's a lot of government support, a lot of tailwind that is boosting all these ESG related themes. And these ESG related themes are actually disrupting some of the conventional sectors. For example, new energy vehicles might be disrupting the traditional vehicle sector. The clean energy might be disrupting the traditional energy sectors. And because of all this disruption, it brings some of the growth potential that it has. That some of the growth potential might not have fully priced it in, and therefore that's reflected in the ETF performance in the recent years. I would highlight that there's some unique features of our products is that when we invest into a theme, for example, electric vehicle, we not just invest into the electric vehicle manufacturer, which is essentially the downstreams. We invest into all the way from upstream to midstream to downstream. From upstream, we invest into companies that sort of extract certain raw materials. From midstream, we invest in companies that produce the battery itself. The downstream, we invest into companies that's manufacturing the EV, the electric vehicle itself. So what I'm trying to say is, despite despite some of the criticisms about passive, I think there are some ETFs in the market that is actually able to provide a holistic exposure all the way from upstream to downstreams in the markets for investor to choose from. The second point I want to make is thematics ETFs are very easy to understand, and they have a direct alignment with the SDG I mentioned. For example, clean energy is directly aligned with the SDG 7, which is about affordable and clean energy. And there's some ETFs available in the market that is aligned directly with this SDG. And electric vehicles, for example, is very aligned with the SDG 13, which is related to climate change. And a lot of investors feel happy or feel satisfied about it because they can link the impact that they're contributing to the society directly, and then that's quite easy to measure.